Okay, so I apologize for the lack of background, but we have a guest coming, so I have put all of that stuff away for now. But today I wanted to do a 1910s makeup tutorial, or sort of talk through. But first, a little bit about that time period. I am focusing today mostly on World War I and after, because everything before that was still sort of in the same fashion of the 1900s. When the war came, the hairstyles shrunk down a whole lot. Everything became a lot more practical. The tucks that were much closer to the head and the buns became much more popular as they were more practical for the time. And also, forgive my nails, I did not take my nail polish off. Nail polish was not worn at this time, but they did rub petroleum jelly into their nails to make them shine. Also, around this point in time, one of the most popular fragrances was Le Bleu from Guerlain, which means the blue hour. It's sort of inspired by the twilight hour. That was one of the most common fragrances at that time and is still available today, and it is a classic. During the war, clothing also became a lot more androgynous, mostly out of necessity, but this also influenced the garçon look in the 20s, so it was sort of a precursor to that more androgynous style. However, the exciting part is during the 1910s was when cosmetics really started to become available. More heavy cosmetics were still relegated to film, so they used grease paint for their face and everything. However, cosmetics did start to become readily available to everyday consumers at this time. This is when Elizabeth Arden, Max Factor, Maybelline, Coty, and among others were brands that were emerging during this time. Women would do facial treatments to try to keep their skin pale. At this point in time, grease paint was mostly just used in film. It wasn't used for every day. I have put some concealer on, but that is it so far. They did powder their faces quite a lot, very heavily, so that is what I'm going to start with. I do have the Coty Airspun powder here in the modern packaging, of course. So I'm just going to press as much of this into my skin as I possibly can. Eyebrows were drawn on a little bit at this point in time. It was kept rather subtle and was mostly to achieve the swallow's wing shape, which is very similar to this eyebrow. My eyebrows don't match. And they were not super defined, so no sharp edges or anything. Powder blushes did start to become available at this point in time. A very natural color was used, a natural pink color was used, emulate the same color that your cheeks would flush to naturally, and it was not overused, and it was sort of used in this triangular shape here to create a very natural flush. You did not want to look like you were wearing too much blush, because that would have said something not so nice about you. Eyeshadows were starting to get used around this time, mostly dull colors like gray, taupe, brown. They were not very precisely applied. For the everyday woman, it was very lightly applied. So I'm just taking this grayish taupe color here. So I just applied it to the lid first. I'm taking a larger, fluffier brush and kind of blending it up just a little bit, because like I said, it was not a very precise application. Actual eyeliners weren't really used a whole lot at this time. Burnt wood sticks were used for charcoal liner. However, on a day-to-day basis, that was not used. So I am just taking this darker brown color, and I'm very lightly going over the lash line, the upper and lower lash line. Mascara, however, was beginning to become readily available. Before mascara as its own product was available, Vaseline was used to mix with ash to darken the lashes. And when Maybelline came out with their first mascara product, it was named for Mabel and Vaseline. So that is how Maybelline got its name, from mascara. And Mabel was the creator's older sister. Of course, it didn't come in tubes like this at that time. Cake mascara was very common, but I'm just going to use what I have because I don't have a cake mascara at the moment. So I'm going to do this off camera because I have to get really close to the mirror. Okay, and the lips were just lightly stained, usually with a cream pot formula. I'm going to use the blotted lip from ColourPop in Drip. And I've just kind of blended it out softly around the edges. And that is it for the 1910s makeup. And there was just one thing that I wanted to share with you that I have that is from the 1910s, is my engagement ring. I'm not sure how well you will be able to, my hands are super swollen so it doesn't fit very well right now. I'm not sure how well you will be able to see that, but it is an orange blossom. It's from the company Orange Blossom, and it is from the 1910s. So yeah, I just thought I would share that. I thought it was neat. This is one of my favorite time periods. So that is one of the reasons why I wanted to start here, and also because of the rise in availability of consumer makeup. So that is all I've got for you today, and if you are new here, please subscribe. It really helps me out a lot and it means a lot to me, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time.